What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. If you haven't yet, do us a huge favor, subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel, the #1 Dodgers podcast, #1 Dodgers podcast, and YouTube show, post-game show. You're going to find it all on Dodgers Nation TV here on YouTube, so definitely subscribe. Also, comment Roki of the Year. We'll talk some Roki Sasaki. That is definitely the lead on this show, and we are still giving away that Roki Sasaki jersey. All you have to do to be eligible is comment Roki of the Year down below. Subscribe to the Discord channel, and then also, what are your big takeaways from the first 5 games of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and specifically tonight's game? What did you think of Roki Sasaki's Dodger Stadium debut, the first time pitching in a regular season game in the United States, pitching in the show? The Dodgers do get the win. They go 5-0 on the year. The Dodgers beat the Tigers. They win 7-3. They sweep Detroit, and the Dodgers are now 5-0. 5-0 on the year. It's just the 4th time in franchise history that the Dodgers have started the year 5-0. It's the first time they've gone 5-0 to start the year since 1981. Something special happened that year as well. The Dodgers would go on to beat the New York Yankees in the World Series. So hopefully it's a positive harbinger of things to come, a way of looking at the future, because this Dodgers team, they look unstoppable, and they haven't came close. They haven't came close to pitching their best, to hitting their best, to having their relievers be at their best, though the relievers were absolutely phenomenal tonight, though. Got to give credit to that bullpen. We'll talk about them, but we've got to start with Roki Sasaki, the #1 prospect in all of Major League Baseball. Really, the talk this offseason in the sport was who is going to get this Japanese phenom. Someone who said that he could be the best pitcher on the planet. Andrew Freeman, the Dodgers president of baseball operations, said that he has the potential to be the best pitcher in the world. So all eyes have been on this young pitcher for the Dodgers just because of all the hype that's surrounding him. Now, in his first start, things didn't go great for Roki Sasaki. It was in Tokyo. It was in the Dodgers Tokyo series, the opening series for the year. And look, it's understandable. Lots of pressure on this guy to go out there and perform. And he didn't look great. Look, there's no doubt about it. The command just was not there. In his first start, he went just 3 innings, gave up a run on a hit, had more walks than strikeouts, 5 free passes to 3 strikeouts. But the big difference between that game and this game was the stuff at least looked a lot better. And that, to me, is my first big takeaway tonight when looking at Roki Sasaki's outing against the Detroit Tigers, was the stuff just did not play like we saw it play when he was right against the Chicago Cubs in certain stretches. The velocity was down. Tonight, Roki Sasaki averaged 96.1 miles per hour on the fastball. He topped out tonight at just 96.9, so the velocity was down 1.9 miles per hour. It was down on the slider. It was down slightly on the splitter as well. If you look at his overall line tonight, he went an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits, had 4 walks to 2 strikeouts. So the same thing that we saw in the first start, more walks than strikeouts, we saw again tonight. He goes 61 pitches, just 32 for strikes. So those numbers are not going to get it done. Those numbers are not going to win him Roki of the Year. And if you look at how his start played out, that first inning really set him back in a major way. And the #1 thing I was looking for in his first start at home was have a quick, efficient first inning so he can build some confidence and you can get some length out of him. But that certainly was not the case. First batter he faced, he falls behind the count 2-0 to Zach McKinstry. He was missing with that four-seam fastball badly. He was missing glove side and arm side on the first 2 pitches. Then the third pitch, he does get in the zone, but Zach McKinstry, he hits a leadoff single to left. Very second batter, though, you had Green at the plate, and a much better sequence from Riley Green. He actually starts the at-bat off with a slider, then throws 3 balls. He fouls one off, fouls another one off, and on the 7th pitch of the at-bat, a full count, a really nice job to get the first strikeout of his big league career.
Sasaki will try again. Got him swinging, high heat.
at Dodger Stadium. So for him to get his first strikeout at Dodger Stadium, that definitely is something we'll remember. That'll be the answer to a trivia question at some point if his career pans out the way we all hope it does. But then next batter, Torkelson, who's had success against his Dodgers pitching staff this series. What happens again? He falls behind in the count. You just cannot have that. You can't have 1-0, 2-0. That is going to set him back. He needs to do a better job of getting ahead in the count. And the same thing, they start the at-bat off with a slider, then seventh pitch of the at-bat, another full count. It's Torkelson. He's singled to left. That gives the Tigers runners on first and second, 1 out. And then next batter, he does get Carpenter to pop to short for the second out. And it's looking like, okay, gave a couple hits, maybe escapes this with no damage. Very next batter, he walks Keith. What's the common thread there? What's the theme of the night? Falls behind in the count early on. Just missing very, very badly with that splitter. I mean, he absolutely was missing off the plate significantly, and you can't miss off the plate that badly and expect to have success against big league hitters. So he walks Torkelson, that loads the bases. Then next batter, Manuel Margot, first pitch, four-seamer, leaves it out over the plate a little too much, and he gets an infield single. That scored McKinstry, and that gave the Tigers an early 1-0 lead. Very next batter, bases loaded. Just like the first start, a walk with the bases loaded. Sweeney draws the walk. That scores Torkelson. That made it 2-0 early on. What happened during that at-bat? Falls behind the count. And on this one, 4 straight foul balls to end the at-bat before he gets another ball, and then he walks him on 10 pitches. So you didn't see him getting ahead in the count. You saw too many foul balls on his stuff. Thankfully, he was able to get out of that inning. Next batter, he gets Rogers to ground into a fielder's choice to third, and that got him out of the inning, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. But that is the issue there. Just not getting ahead in the count, not having the stuff to really get through that. If you look at his numbers tonight, on first pitch, he was 7 of 12 on first pitch strikes. He definitely did a little better job his second inning of work going out there before Dave Roberts came out and took the ball away from him. But the good part about it was this offense, man. This offense is going to allow guys like Roki Sasaki and Blake Snell and however many pitchers need a couple weeks or to really feel right, to get that feel, to really feel like they have their best stuff and are ready to go out there and compete at a high level and eat innings and get deeper into games. This offense can mask that. That's how explosive they are. And I don't know about you guys, but I was getting flashbacks early on in this one. When I saw Freddie Freeman at the plate, Dodgers down early, it's a 2-0 game, and thankfully, you've got the World Series MVP at the plate, and of course, it's Freddie Freeman doing Freddie Freeman things. And tell me if this home run reminds you of another home run in Dodgers history.
Or deep to right. He loves that part of the pavilion, too. Freddie Freeman, oh my!
So his second home run in as many nights. Freddie Freeman, like we've talked about on this show, I think he's going to hit for more power. His ability to turn on that inside pitch and drive it out of the ballpark, it's a laser beam out. And Freddie talked about it after the game, just how he's been trying to get his swing back to where he wants it and how he's changed his routine a little bit. He's someone that if you go to the ballpark early, you'll see Freddie Freeman taking extensive batting practice on the field before the game. That wasn't the case tonight, though. That wasn't the case before this one. He said after the game that he's trying to get his swing back to where he wants it. And clearly, I mean, if that isn't where you want your swing to be, then you're just Freddie Freeman, the most miserable 300 hitter in the sport. But he said that he's been working hard in the cage with the traject machine. Now, if you don't know the traject machine, I've seen it at Dodgers Stadium. It's really, really cool. It can simulate pitchers, and you can make the velocity extremely high, and he's trying to get on heaters and to be on top of the ball instead of hitting the field and just kind of getting your feel for your swing there in BP. He wants the velocity. He wants to get on top of heaters, so that's what he's been doing. Instead of being on the field, doing live BP, and having the Dodgers coaches feed him baseballs to try to get that swing in tune. He's doing it with the trajectory. So shout out to modern technology, and it's clearly having a very, very positive effect. So Freddie gets the bomb, 418 feet, his second of the year, and then back to Roki Sasaki. He comes out for the second inning. First pitch to Creedler, he does get a strike, but after that, 4 straight balls, he walks him. He ends up getting to second on a wild pitch from Sasaki. Then another punch out for Sasaki, probably his best at-bat of the night, the best sequence. He was trusting that slider. He definitely showed some encouraging signs of that slider. I asked Roki about the importance of the slider when I was in Tokyo, and he told me that, hey, it is very important for him to have success and realize this potential and reach expectations for him in the show. Working on that slider and continuing to build confidence in that pitch is going to be absolutely vital to that. So I did like the fact that he was trusting that and it was working for strikes. Against McKinstry, he got him swinging at his slider to start the at-bat bottom of the zone. He got him looking at his slider to get him 0-2. Then a couple pitches later, he gets him swinging at a four-seamer down and in. He actually froze him on a four-seamer down and in, so that was pretty much his best-placed pitch as far as overall command. And then he's still out there, gets Green to pop out to short, and you're hoping at least he finishes this inning, but the pitch count just got so high on him so early that last batter he faced was Torkelson, who he walked on 6 pitches, and then Dave Roberts came out, took the ball from him. You went to the Maytag, Jack Dreyer, and Jack Dreyer, he struck out Carpenter to get the Dodgers out of that inning. Did a really, really nice job stranding 2 runners. And really, for the Dodger dog of the game, you got to go with that Dodgers bullpen. They were absolutely incredible tonight. They were outstanding on the night. Just a performance that really made you think of what they did in the postseason last year. You had a 7 1/3 innings performance of 1-run ball from the bullpen. They had 11 strikeouts. So the Dodgers pitchers, they combined for 13 strikeouts tonight, 11 coming from the bullpen. Only Dodger bullpen piece to give up a run tonight was Luis Garcia. So if there was one guy that has to give up a run, that is the guy that you would want, because he's the guy that is most likely not going to be on this team. So, yeah, top of the 7th inning, Luis Garcia gave up a triple to Rogers. Then a few batters later, McKinstry reached on an infield single to score Rogers to give the Tigers a 3rd run. But really, this offense just powered this team. I mean, the Dodgers have played in 12 games. I mean, the Dodgers have played in 5 games. They have 12 home runs. They had 9 home runs this series alone. That is elite slugging. This is a team that could go on to set the franchise record for home runs in a season. You're looking at a team that could hit 280 to 300 home runs if they have this pace anywhere near what we've seen in the first 5 games. But really, they also were able to score in some other ways, too. Bottom of the 2nd inning, the Dodgers still down 2-1. Andy Pages gets a 1-out single. Then next batter, new Dodger, my sleeper pick to make the All-Star team before the season, Michael Conforto, a 1-2 count, a good piece of 2-strike hitting. He takes an Olsen changeup. He doubled, and that scored Pages to tie things up at 2. So the most important thing for this one was, look, yes, Roki wasn't a great start for him at all, and we'll talk more about in a second here, but the good thing is the offense picked him up early, so it's not like he was in the dugout sulking and gave up 5 runs and anything. It was just 2 runs. Just the command wasn't there, so it's nice to see this Dodgers offense pick him up early and often. And then it was just 1, 2, 3 innings for this Dodgers bullpen. Jack Dreyer in the top of the 3rd goes 1, 2, 3. 4th, Ben Kasperius, he goes 1, 2, 3. Top of the 5th, Anthony Banda. He looks fantastic. He goes 1, 2, 3. I've gotten a chance to really get to know Anthony Banda a little bit from just talking to him in that Dodgers clubhouse, and kind of some things that he told me is that, hey, this bullpen, they pride themselves in just being able to go out there and perform if the starter doesn't have it. Or one thing that he was mentioning to me was that they know the mindset of the opposing team against them now. Is the Dodgers starting rotation is so dominant and has so much talent that the other team, at least the Tigers to start the year, and even the Cubs before that, they were willing to take more pitches per at-bat. They were willing to if you need to strike out, then fine, but let's get that pitch count up on the starter and try to take our chances with the bullpen. And the bullpen has taken that personally. Okay, you want to take your chance with the Dogs? Hey, we bite, and we bite hard. And Anthony Banda, if you thought last year was a fluke, it wasn't. This guy is extremely talented, and he's going to be a piece for this team for a long time. I truly believe that. We've got the top of the fifth goes 1-2-3. Then bottom of the fifth inning, it's still a 2-2 game. And then Michael Conforto starting a rally. He draws a leadoff walk. Couple of batters later, after Edman grounded to second to get Conforto to second, then Rojas grounded to short to get Conforto to third, they intentionally walk Shohei Ohtani to get to Teoscar Hernandez. And Dave Roberts, he told us a couple days ago about the Teo tax, that even with Mookie and Shohei and Freddie, you got to deal with Teoscar Hernandez. He's a silver slugger. He's an all-star too. And Teoscar Hernandez, he delivered 2-1 count. He doubled to left to score Michael Conforto to put the Dodgers up 4-2. Shohei Ohtani, he comes around to score. So a 2-run double for Teoscar Hernandez down the line and left. A great piece of hitting. He takes a slider down and in, turns on it, just stays back on it, and that gives the Dodgers a 4-2 lead. Great to see Shohei Ohtani running and being active on the base pass. Definitely felt like regular season Shohei Ohtani from last year. So the Dodgers, you're feeling good about a 4-2 lead. Then Garcia, he looked good in the sixth. He goes 1-2-3 in the sixth, gets the job done. And then bottom of the sixth inning, you got Will Smith at the plate, just celebrating a birthday yesterday, having himself a really good start to the season, 1-0 count, and Will Smith, the clutch prince, he goes deep to give the Dodgers a 5-2 lead.
Will Smith with a drive to left. Forget about it. A post-birthday bomb.
So I am very excited about Smitty, man. I mean, you just see the way he's seeing at the plate. He's in a really, really good spot mechanically. You see that short, compact stroke that he has and his ability to catch it with velocity better. He just looks like a different player from the end of last season. I mean, he looks like he's just really feeling great at-bats out there. He's seeing the ball well. He's just taking good at-bats. He's taking his walks. He comes in yesterday, gets the clutch hit to tie things. Today, he gets a home run. So the little willpower for Will Smith. So I'm really, really excited for him. I think that what we're going to see from him and what Dave Roberts said a couple days ago is they are going to make sure they do everything in the regular season to keep him healthy, to not wear him down. He has not caught 3 straight games yet this year, whether it be in spring training or the start this regular season. You are, I think, going to see a lot of Austin Barnes catching Yoshinobu Yamamoto, because Yamamoto had a 1.29 ERA when he was throwing to Austin Barnes last season. Will Smith, we know he can catch anyone, and ultimately he's going to be his backstop and his battery mate when the postseason rolls around. But I really hope that, considering all the talent, considering you have to go out there and catch guys like Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, and Yamamoto, and Ohtani pretty soon, and all these great pitchers, that they make it where you don't put too much stress on that ankle. You don't want to worry about the oblique or anything like that, and you really put Will Smith in a great position to have sustained success, because he looked worn down for the last 3 months of the season where he was hitting around 200. So great to see Smitty get off to a good start. And then you jump to the 7th. We talked about that. McKinstry, he reached on an infield single to the first, and that scored Rogers to make it a 5-3 game. So the Dodgers up 5-3 at that point, heading to the bottom of the 7th. And then old friend Kenta Maeda on the mound, facing Tommy Edman. And Tommy Tanks hits his 3rd home run of the year, and that puts the Dodgers up 6-3.
News hits you the same way as Tommy Edman charges up on the very first pitch of the 7th inning, deep to right center field, and out of here.
How about Tommy Edman? 3 home runs. His career high for home runs in a season is 13. I think Tommy Edman is going to hit over 20 home runs, and I think that Tommy Edman is going to make the All-Star team. I really, really do. There's something about Tommy Edman that clicked last season where he wasn't fantastic in the regular season for the Dodgers, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that he was coming back from that wrist injury, and really you're using the first part of your season as your own spring training that's happening in regular season games. But then the postseason comes around. He steps in and takes over shortstop after Rojas goes down, wins the NLCS MVP, has a home run in the World Series, and then it's carrying over into this season. I asked Tommy Edman about the power surge that he's experiencing and if he thinks that is going to be a normal part of his game, if that's going to be who he is as a player moving forward. And what he told me was he's not out there to try to hit home runs. That's not what he's doing. But what he is doing is flattening out his bat path, and he's more direct to the ball. And because of that, the hard contact is just happening, right? He's not trying to hit home runs. They're happening because of good swings, okay? If you go out there and try to hit a home run, you're not going to hit a home run. But if you go out there and you have good, consistent swings and good, consistent at-bats, good things like hitting home runs are just going to happen. And tonight, I think it was significant as well because with that home run for Tommy Edman, it was his first home run of the year off it was Tommy Edman. It was his first home run of the year from the left side of the plate. So, I mean, that's definitely something cool to see him hit home runs from both sides of the plate. It was his first bomb of the year from the left side of the plate, and he leads the team with 3 home runs. Yes, we're just 5 games in, but hey, that Tommy Tanks nickname, that's the nickname, baby. I don't know if he likes it or not. I'll have to ask him about it, but Tommy Tanks, that is the man, and he puts the Dodgers up 6-3 in that one, and you got to love what you're seeing from Tommy Edman. I think that he could be an all-star this year. That's how good he is. I mean, the Dodgers are going to have a ton of all-stars if this stays, and you're putting up a record like this. 5-0, on pace for 162-0. You guys know my prediction, 115 wins for this team. Could be wrong, but hey, I feel pretty darn good about that prediction so far. But they had more runs, too. Bottom of the 7th after the Tommy Edman home run. A few batters later, Shohei draws a 1-out walk. And then a few batters later, after Teoscar Hernandez strikeout swinging, Shohei Ohtani, he steals a base. I don't know if we're going to go 60-60, 50-50 again. I predicted 28 stolen bases for Shohei. I do feel like if they're going to leave him at leadoff, that actually will be more, probably closer to like 36 or I'm going to actually probably let's say 38, probably 38 stolen bases for Shohei. He steals second. That sets up Freddie Freeman, the runner in scoring position. 1-1 count. Freddie Freeman doubles to right. That scores Shohei to make it 7-3 Dodgers. And just like that, you're running away with it. And Kirby Yates comes in the 8th. Kirby Yates has looked fantastic so far. Lots of strikeouts. The splitter is a splitting. And Kirby Yates is eating innings like the Pac-Man pitcher that he is. And he struck out Torkelson swinging, nasty splitter down the way, struck out Carpenter with the splitter on the edge, and then he got Keith swinging with a 4-seamer. So 1-2-3 strikes out the side. Yates has been that man for the Dodgers. He's another Dodgers dog of the game candidate for sure. And then top of the ninth, Blake trying to close things out. Dig up a leadoff single to Margot. Couple batters later, he strikes out Rogers swinging, and then he got Dingler swinging to end the game. Nasty sweeper. Absolutely filthy stuff. Dodgers get the win 7-3. Improved to 5-0. So, yeah, the biggest thing when it comes to Roki Sasaki, 61 pitches, 32 strikes, inning and 2/3 innings. And my big takeaways from him is the stuff just did not look great. I mean, like I said at the top of the show, 4-seam fastball velocity, we're talking about 100 miles per hour, 102 miles per hour, numbers like that. It was down. He maxed out at 96.9. He averaged 96.1. So you want to see the velocity better. That was a part of the plan. Just a rewind that when Roki Sasaki was being recruited by all these teams, and the finalists were the Blue Jays, the Padres, among other teams, Roki Sasaki, he gave a homework assignment to those teams. And the homework assignment was, my velocity was down last season. I was dealing with some shoulder fatigue, some injuries here and there, and my velocity was down. How can you help me regain that velocity? And clearly, the Dodgers aced that homework assignment because he ends up signing with them. And it'll be interesting to see how they evaluate this and what they work on in his next pens. Now, after the game, Roki Sasaki, he said that he just didn't have great feel for his mechanics. The fastball and split just wasn't there, but the slider was. So he admits it after the game. The fastball wasn't there. The split wasn't there. He did say that from a nerve standpoint, that he was able to get into the game without any nerves. He just felt like he didn't have his stuff today. So I don't think it was a case where he was nervous or anything, but you look at his body of work in his first two games. His first two games, Roki Sasaki, he has gone 4 2/3 innings. He's allowed 3 runs on 3 hits, but this is the part that's alarming. 4 strikeouts and 9 walks. 4 strikeouts and 9 walks in his first 2 games, 4 2/3 innings. It is still early, though. And I will say one thing that I got a text after the game from someone within the organization that we've been talking a lot of Roki, and the team. And one thing is interesting is, should Roki have started the year with the club? That's kind of something that is interesting because, I mean, you consider the fact that he joined the club early in the year. It's not like he was drafted from out of college and spent the whole offseason in their system ramping up. This has been definitely fast-tracked. And then you add the fact that the Dodgers started their season early and you wanted to give him a potentially once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make his big league debut in Tokyo. Yes, I pushed for it. I'm glad they did it because you had that moment and he'll never forget it. But there was some talk to, hey, maybe you do not rush him right away because you had the depth to not force him into the big league action right away. But I think that they're not going to have him continue to go out there if he doesn't look right, because you don't want that to impact his confidence in the long run. So I think you have to take your bumps and bruises right now. We've seen the flashes. It's just a matter of kind of going through the muck of starting your big league career when you're adjusting to a new environment. You're not just adjusting to a new city or new state. You're adjusting to a new country. You're not just adjusting to a new big league team. You're adjusting to a team that people like myself say has a chance to go down as the best team in the history of Major League Baseball. So expectation is high, pressure is on. He is doing everything he can, I'm sure, to put himself in the best position to have success and be effective out there. But there's a lot of adjusting. The ball is different. It's bigger. It's not as tacky. The mound, the surroundings. So give him some time before we try to write off Roki Sasaki. I'm not saying that any of you are doing that, but let's just give him a minute and get into these bullpen sessions, get into these games. Dave Roberts said he's going to be ready to make his next start in Philadelphia, and it's a work in progress. It's going to work in progress. He's a young pitcher with a ton of talent, and you have to go through this, right? I mean, Clayton Kershaw wasn't 3-time Cy Young Award winning Clayton Kershaw right out of the gates either. Dave Roberts said after the game about Roki, yeah, Roki throughout his career, he's been a command guy. He fills up the strike zone. New surroundings. He wants to impress, wants to pitch well, but he's not syncing up. We believe this is a process. He's a young player. His first delve into Major League Baseball. He's going to keep getting better, and he's going to get ready for his next start in Philly. He said he's not going to overthink it, and he's going to make sure he's going to be ready for his next start. So give him some credit for being thrust into a situation with all the pressure in the world on him. I think that he's probably placing on himself a little bit. I think that depending on what he says, he might not agree with this, but he's such a competitor. He's someone that views himself as a potentially best in the world level talent. I'm sure that he's pressing a little bit just to try to live up to that hype, and it's understandable. So I'm not going to rush to judgment on this. I think you got to give it some time. But I see people in the comments asking me if he was crying in the dugout. No, he was not crying. This is a picture that went viral I saw on X. Sure, he doesn't look happy. He's not crying, though. He was not crying, okay? It's sweaty. You're going out there and you're throwing gas and you're pitching in high-stress situations, yeah, it's going to be very stressful. So, yeah, he was not crying out there, okay? In the words of Tom Hanks, man, there is no crying in baseball, okay? I mean, let's just well, actually, I don't know. If you're Nestor Cortez, the Yankees, they definitely cry a lot about the Dodgers, Birdie, and all those guys. But, yeah, I mean, come on now. He was not crying. Does anyone think he was actually crying? I mean, come on. Let's listen to Jimmy Dugan, right? There is no crying in baseball. But, yep, the big takeaways from this one, Roki didn't have his best start. We talked about that one. The offense, 12 home runs in their first 5 games, 9 in the series alone. Freddie Freeman, the swing looks like it's really in a good place after missing some time in Tokyo. Mookie had the 2 home run game yesterday. Shohei has performed well. The MV3's playing well. Teoscar's hitting. Will Smith is hitting. You look at those guys right there. Tommy Edmonds hitting. I mean, most of this lineup is going out there and raking. Save for Max Muncy, hasn't gotten off to the best start. But look, this offense is really putting up big-time run production that's going to allow these pitchers to get acclimated to this season. But let's take some comments here, and then we'll get out of here. Let you guys enjoy your Saturday night in L.A. Tayo Serrano says he looks like Miguel Vargas. Come on now. A Miggy Varg reference in the big 2025. No, I love it. Alex Renteria says, just glossy eyes, Mr. G. Roki is rushing his lower body. Pitching mechanics is off, but he will be just fine. Yeah, I mean, this is what this process is all about. I mean, if they wanted to go the easy route, he could have started in AAA, and then you anticipate that debut, him coming up. But this is the route that they chose. And this path is going to set him up for more ridicule and more criticism just because he is going to be failing on a bigger stage. Because unless you're Fernando Mania, right, young pitchers are going to have their ups and downs. So I would not be shocked if things all click into place and he goes on a nice run, because the stuff is nasty. And I think that the encouraging sign is the slider actually looks like it's getting better. So once all the other pitches click in, the splitter and the fastball, and then that slider, and he has a third pitch, watch out. We got he's definitely crying from Propa. Oh, come on now. What up, Alex, over there? Roki's obviously pressing. We got, is Gonsolin going to replace Sasaki? I don't think as of right now. I do have a theory that you could go to a 6-man rotation even before Shohei returns. But we'll see how that plays out. And, yeah, we've got D-Mac. Let's go, Dodgers. What up, Empire Jeff TV? Really appreciate BC. I hope they never win. I hope they never win another game. I don't know where that's from. Ballpark, Roki will be okay. He needs to grow, and he has a lot of potential and talent to come. Let Roki process the big stage. Yeah, that has to be the mindset. And I think this 2-game stretch from Roki, for me, is another big reason why I think he signed with this team. And it was one of the biggest reasons why I was very confident that he would sign with this team. And that is because with the Dodgers, if they needed to send him down, would this team lose that many games because of it? No. Is there pressure for him to be the number 1 starter? No. 2 starter? No. 3 starter? No. 4 starter? No. Right? They have those aces, right? More aces. They literally have more aces than a deck of cards. Okay? So I think if you are Roki Sasaki, this is why the Dodgers made all the sense in the world, where, yes, you're on a big stage. You're pitching in front of 50,000 and not like 20 or 30,000. Yes, you're going to be on more nationally televised games. Yes, you're on the team that is favored to win the World Series. But you have guys like Shohei and Yamamoto and everyone that's taken to him and really been this big brother to him. And I think that they're going to give him room to grow. So if he was on the Padres or the Blue Jays, it'd be like, oh, we need you to make your next start. We need you to be 1 or 2. You have to be good for us to have a chance to win the World Series, right? That is not the case for him on the Los Angeles Dodgers. That's why I think it was a fantastic fit for him. But, yep, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the Dodgers Nation postgame show. It's going to be different this year, guys. We are pretty much going to do almost every single game, hopefully. We're going to really go super hard on the postgame show because you guys are the best fans in the game. Thank you for making this number 1 postgame show in the game. And, yep, guys, we'll take some more comments, though. Some more comments here. Roki will be just fine. He don't care about the stop signs. DFLA, I like this. Hassan Kim had a good day at OKC. Roki can always adjust there and get right. That's the combo of the show, because I like to point out that Hassan Kim went deep, and they have a plan for him. And yeah, it would not be the worst thing in the world. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen, but Jonathan said today he was Sasaki. Okay, bruh. I appreciate the wordplay, though. Okay, but yeah, the fact that you do have options for sure is it. Yeah, exactly. BC says worst case scenario, at least they have options. Yeah, I'm going to side on the belief in him for sure. D-Mac, you did Roki dirty with that. He's on it. I didn't make a thumbnail yet. For sure. You rock, D-Mac. You too, chat. Thanks, NS. Thanks, Sean Klein. Thanks, Foop. Thanks, I didn't see. I didn't even do the thumbnail. We got thank you, Paul. Thanks, Steve. Yep, guys. This is actually kind of the first studio post-game show of the regular season, so it's going to be a pretty crazy year for us here. And yeah, stay locked into Dodgers Nation. Make sure you're subscribed. Comment Roki of the Year. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time.